She's like, oh, your water broke. And I was like, oh, okay. I just moved in like 2 seconds ago. This is not happening right now. I cannot go into labor right now. And Andrew's like, babe, are you sure? You said you wanted me to talk you out. I'm like, get the nurse now! I'm like screaming at him. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing my birth story because I feel like my birth story is pretty interesting. Anyways, let's get on with the video. So if you don't know, Texas had a really bad snowstorm for like the first time in like friggin' ever. We don't get snow down here. It's not normal for us to get snow. But it was so bad, and then it melted, and then it froze again last night, and then everything turned to black ice. Well, basically, also, our power was out, we had no water, and a bunch of other crazy stuff, and the only thing to keep us warm was our little teeny little bitty fireplace, and there's like 8 of us living in that house plus 5 dogs, so not that many people can huddle around the fireplace. But basically, I went out to my car at like 3 a.m. to charge my phone in my car because it was almost dead and we still had no power, and I was like, I cannot sleep, there's no way. I'm freezing. I was gonna go blast the heat in my car and sit in there and just be on my phone because I was not tired at all, because I mean, when you're so cold you can't really get that tired, and well, at least for me. And so when I did that, I actually did a story time on that, so I will put the card either in this corner or this corner so you can go watch that, but I'm just gonna do a brief summary of it. I slipped on ice, and then my knee had a huge like golf ball size like bump in it, and then I started getting really bad contractions, so I thought that me falling either did something to Atlas or put me in labor, because when you fall in your 3rd trimester it's pretty serious. And but I didn't know what to do because I couldn't really like drive because everything was black ice, so I just kind of waited it out. But then it got to a point where my contractions were so bad that I was like in agonizing screaming pain. Like when I was in labor, my contractions weren't even this bad until they put me in Pitocin. So it was like, thinking back on it now, it was pretty crazy that I didn't go into labor. But yeah, so then that happened. Watch the story time if you want to hear more about it. A couple days go by after the snowstorm, and then I get really bad, like it feels like back labor, so I go back to my midwife. I'm not going into labor, so then I go back home. And then I think my water breaks. It was just discharge, so then I go back home. And then again, so after this fall, I literally like, my contractions were to the point where I could go into labor, but it wasn't doing anything to like progress me. Like I wasn't dilating or anything, my cervix wasn't opening or anything. So then, after literally going to my midwife saying 7 times, I'm going into labor, help, I got to a point where I was like, I don't even want to call my midwife. I am not going into labor. I don't care what anybody tells me to do, because my mom was like, you need to call your midwife, you need to go in, you need to do this. I'm like, I've gone 7 times, and every single time they told me I'm not in labor. And mind you, at this point I was like 35, 36, 37 weeks. So, and 34 weeks. So it was the longest 4 weeks of my life. Oh, the last time, forgot to say, the last time I saw my midwife, she put me on Benadryl, and then it kind of like stopped everything that was like going on, because I was in such agonizing pain the last time I saw her, and swear it put me in a coma for like 7 days. So I'm not kidding. After she gave me a Benadryl in my butt through a shot, and I slept for like, kid you not, 24 hours after that. And best sleep I've ever gotten. Especially through all this pain, because it kept waking me up in the middle of the night and stuff like that. So then through that whole next week up to my labor and going into labor, I had slept. Like I could not wake up. Like I just kept sleeping. I was taking like 4, 5, 6, 7 naps a day, and I was probably awake for like 3 hours of the day out of 24 hours. So it was like, I thought something was wrong with me, honestly. I was like, there's no way I should be sleeping this much. But now looking back, it's because my body was preparing to go into labor. So March 17th, I'm finally getting to it. I don't think I've forgotten anything. March 17th, the day before we're supposed to move into this apartment, you know, we went and got the U-Haul, we loaded everything into it. I was moving, I was ready, I was excited. I've been waiting for this day forever. And then, yeah, that's basically it. And we went to bed really late, actually, I think. And then, or really early, it was one of those. And then the next day, March 17th, the day we're supposed to move in, we wake up at 7, we get everything ready, we finish doing the last minute packing of all the rest of our stuff, and then go to the apartment complex, get our keys, get our mailbox keys and all that, and we come in and I do my little video, and you know, I get all my thumbnails for it because I was planning on uploading a moving out vlog part 2 that I never got to film or finish because I went into freaking labor. And me and my mom went to the grocery store, and I wasn't in like pain, but like I felt something going on downstairs, if that makes sense. Like I felt, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. So me and my mom, kid you not, were in the grocery store for like, I swear to you, 4 hours, because the Walmart next to our apartment had one cashier, and we had like $400 worth of groceries. So it's not like we can go do self-checkout, which we actually ended up doing because this line was a mile long, and I was like, I'm not doing this crap. So we went to the Scan and Go, and I was like, they should have clocked me in because I was doing amazing. But anyways, then we come back, and when I come back, literally everything's in our apartment. The U-Haul's completely unloaded. Then we bring the groceries up, we put that in the fridge and the pantry, get that done. And then everybody hangs around for a little bit. Andrew's parents ordered us pizza, and then when everybody leaves, me and Andrew kind of start unpacking a little bit more and more and more. And we were just so tired though. We were up till 7. The place looked like a freaking disaster. I think I have videos of it, but it looked like a tornado came through here. Because when you're unpacking stuff and you didn't like really put thought into the packing process of organization, and half of your stuff was in boxes for so long you don't even know where anything is, so it was a rough day. And all of a sudden my like discharge gets really heavy, and like there's a lot, like I had to change my underwear like 5 times, but it didn't seem like my water broke because I thought it would be more liquidy, but it kind of was like mucusy. Sounds gross, but I mean, it is what it is. So my water broke at 9 p.m. I am completely clueless that my water has broken. So I'm continuously unpacking, eating, you know, getting the place together. And I start getting like really bad cramps, and I'm like, ow. And it kind of feels like I need to poop a lot. So I'm kind of, you know, I'm slowing down a little bit more. But at the same time, I'm getting like this like surge of energy, and I have no idea where it came from, but I'm like dog tired because at this point it's like 12, and I'm like, you know what? Oh, and then I was like talking to Andrew, and I was like, I have no idea if my water broke. I don't know what's happening. And he's like, I don't think it's your water. We've gone so many times, there's no way. But I was changing my underwear, like, kid you not, every 5 minutes because it was so much. Then I went to bed at like around 12. And I like almost knocked out like as soon as I hit that bed. But then I felt more water coming out. So I was like, okay, now I know it's not discharged because I'm laying down and it's continuously coming out. Because that's kind of how you know if it's your water. And so I go to the bathroom and I'm like, I need to call my midwife. And I sat there and I debated it for so long because I was like, I don't want to. I don't want to be in there for the 8th time saying, hey, I think my water broke, for the 17th time and it be discharged. Especially because me and Andrew are tired. The midwife place is 25 minutes away. It's like almost 2 a.m. at this point, or 1 a.m. at this point, and we're just tired. Andrew wants to go to bed. I want to go to bed. But I do it anyways. I call my midwife. They tell me to come in. They sound annoyed, honestly. They were probably like, this bitch again. I go to my midwife, She says she's not going to check or she's not going to do it with the swab that they do, because after the fall, she didn't want to, she just wants to leave my vag alone and my cervix alone. So she just did a little test strip that she kind of just puts out on the outside and just sticks it in just a little bit. And that thing turned purple like that. And she's like, oh, your water broke. And I was like, oh, okay. I just moved in like 2 seconds ago. This is not happening right now. I cannot go into labor right now. I looked at Andrew and I was like, what the hell? What the hell? He had so many opportunities to come out, and he wants to come out the day we move out. Why? I was just like, come on. I'm so tired. I cannot do this right now. I can't. And then after getting over that, I got excited and I was like, okay, well, whatever. At this point, I can't do anything about it. My water's already broke. So she tells me to go home and continue to labor at home. And then, so with that time, I packed our hospital bags. I made sure everything was in his bag, in the diaper bag, and I made sure me and Andrew had everything. And I started unpacking more, getting the place ready for him to come, because it wasn't in a condition for him to come. Like, I had no idea where the freaking diapers were. 2:30 a.m. rolls around and it gets to the point where my contractions are like not unbearable, but they're getting really uncomfortable to the point where if I waited any longer, I don't think I would have been able to sit through the car ride. So we get in the car, we leave, and we go. Then they admit me straight into labor and delivery. They check me and they tell me that I am 1 centimeter dilated. So they continue to let me go through the process, but when she came back to check me again, I was still, I think I might have been, I don't know if I dilated more or if I just stayed at 1 centimeter. I think I got to 3. I think I did. I think I got to 3 centimeters dilated. Or no, when I came, wait. Oh, I don't even freaking remember. I continue to labor through it and it's starting to really hurt. Like really hurt. Really, 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 really bad. My contractions weren't strong enough to progress my labor anymore, so they put me on Pitocin to help that. And oh my god, when they put me on Pitocin, it got me to 4 centimeters. It did. It helped. It did what it was supposed to, because my body wasn't doing what it was supposed to, but the Pitocin did. But oh my god, when they induce you, those contractions go from a, I'm fine, I can walk through it, I can do this, I think I can do it naturally. But if they induce you, it goes from a 0 to a freaking 12 real quick, real fast. And then after that, I could not do it. I remember I told Andrew, I was like, you need to talk me out of the epidural. I want to do this naturally. I can do it. I believe in myself. But oh my god, I was on the little ball and I almost fell over because that shit hurt so bad. Hurt so bad. I can't even look at Andrew, honestly. I can't even talk. I'm just trying to breathe through it. And I'm like, tell them I need the epidural now. And Andrew's like, babe, are you sure? You said you wanted me to talk you out. I'm like, get the nurse now. I'm like screaming at him and I feel so bad now thinking about it. But in that moment, I was in so much pain because when they put you on Pitocin, it's like you're 10 centimeters dilated about to push, you know? So I was honestly really scared of getting the epidural. So I was like shaking really bad, which is not helpful because you're supposed to be really, really, really still when they do the epidural because you could be paralyzed. So I was trying to calm myself, but it wasn't working, and I was like shaking like a freaking meth addict. They made me get up on the bed. The nurse was in front of me. The anesthesiologist was behind me, and Andrew was taking a nap on the couch because we haven't slept for like 24 hours at this point. They tell me I need to, oh, I got a hair in my boob. They tell me I need to scrunch my neck like this so they can do it, and I need to like curl up in a ball. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm fine, I can do this. No, fine. And I was like, I asked the nurse, can I hold your hand? So I'm like squeezing her hand like it's freaking like I'm giving birth. And then I love my nurse though. She was really sweet, and I love her. But so then they did the numbing shot, and it was just a little pinch, didn't hurt that bad that I remember. I don't know, I probably would have said different in the moment. But then they tell you there's going to be a little bit of pressure when you get the epidural. And I'm not trying to scare anybody out of the epidural, because I am so happy I got the epidural. I would have had the most miserable labor if I didn't. So I'm not trying to scare anybody, but I'm just trying to be honest and open about what it was like. But they said you're going to feel a little bit of back pressure. And I was like, okay, it won't be that bad. Just pressure, right? I've been feeling pressure in my vag for like the past 9 months. But oh my God, it felt like someone was pounding into my spine like that. It hurt. It hurt. They said a little bit of pressure. I was like, what the? Not a little bit of pressure. My back hurts. But then, yeah, after everything went numb, it was great. And then they give you a little clicker thing so you can up it. I swear I was pressing that like this. I feel like I'm getting really aggressive and like really into the story. And after that, I took a nap, and then it rolled around to like 6. And then I woke up because I felt like I had to take the most intense crap of my life. Like I felt like poop was coming out of my butt. That's how you know you're going into labor, ladies and gentlemen, because it feels like a massive shit, okay? I'm just being real and honest and open. It feels like a massive turd. And I was talking to my nurse because she was in the room, and I was like, I know I don't know what I'm talking about, but I think his head's like right there, because I feel like I gotta take a massive poo. And she was like, okay, well, I'll check you in a second. And so, you know, times are rolling and stuff like that. And she goes to check me, and he's like halfway out of me. I basically slept through the most intense part of my labor, and his head was like that, out of my vag. He's just chilling, sitting there. And then like the pressure you feel is just like, It's not that bad, but it's not comfortable, honestly, because with the epidural, it doesn't hurt, because that's the ring of fire right there, what I was feeling. But I didn't feel it because I was on the epidural. So I recommend getting the epidural. So my midwife was literally delivering a baby as my baby was just chilling, sitting there. So she kind of had to speed up that one so she could come over here. And then they drained my urine with a catheter. And then midwife is running in the room. My nurse is like, this is her birth plan, blah, 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 blah. And she said it so fast. I was just sitting there like, I was honestly chilling. Like, I didn't expect that to go so well and so easy. But the epidural, dude, the epidural saved my life. Oh my God, I'm so glad I got it. Oh, and the cool thing is me and Andrew made a bet on what time he would come. And Andrew said like 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. that day. And I said, nope, 8 a.m. He is coming out now. And at that point, when we made that guess, it was like 3 a.m. And he came at 7:45 a.m. So guess who won the bet? Weighing 7 pounds and 2 ounces. Born March 19th. My little baby boy. But yeah. And if you want to watch my labor and delivery vlog, that's also going to be up here in the cards. But I think that's about it for my birth story. This is probably going to be one of the longer videos that I've uploaded in a while. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope I made it somewhat entertaining. I think I'm a pretty entertaining person. But please consider subscribing. Please consider following my Instagram. It's down in the description. And please leave a like and comment if you had a good birth story, if you got the epidural, if you had a horrible birth story, or if you went natural. I'm curious to know. I like knowing how people's labor went because, you know, some shit goes down. But anyways, guys, I will see you guys in the next one. Anyways, bye-bye.